What is going on, everyone? This is NinjaGeek here, and in today's video we've obviously seen Microsoft's E3 and Sony's E3 talking about Xbox, the new Xbox features and some games, and with Sony, a lot of games to be coming out within this year and of course next year as well. And what I want to know from everyone is, who do you think won this E3, if that makes sense? I'm going to be going over my thoughts, but I figure I would get yours as well because there are a lot of different opinions. Now, of course, if you are an Xbox fan, if you're a Microsoft fan, most likely you're going to vote for Microsoft, that they had the better conference, and if you're a Sony fan, the same thing is going to go for you, except this year I had a different opinion as from last year. So last year's E3, I thought that Microsoft had a good E3, and then when Sony came out, I think that Sony completely destroyed Microsoft, and obviously I think everyone agreed. This year, though, I feel a little bit different. Now, of course, coming from myself, I am an Xbox fan, I guess. I prefer Xbox over PlayStation. However, both are very good consoles. I don't hate anyone. I'm not in a console war. I just like using the Xbox more. That's where all my friends play, and that's just how it happens to be. This year, I have a completely different view. I think that both are evenly tied because Microsoft didn't have as many games, or I guess as many great games, if you could put it in quotes, as Sony had. Sony had a lot more games anyways. It doesn't mean that they are necessarily great, but they showed off a lot more games than Microsoft did, so that's a plus on PlayStation. However, Microsoft did show off a lot of new features which are excellent for the current Xbox One, as well as new hardware coming to the Xbox One, known as the Xbox One S, that's coming in August, and then of course Project Scorpio coming later, holiday 2017. So they offered a lot more features and hardware. Obviously Sony didn't have any, so Xbox had stuff that Sony didn't have, and Sony had more games than Xbox had. So I think both together, they evenly tie each other this year. Last year, I thought Sony, definitely, I handed it to them for their conference, but this year, I think, and some people are predicting this is what happened, Project Scorpio has been leaked and rumored for a while now. It wasn't officially announced till E3 from Microsoft. However, PlayStation, obviously with Sony, they have their new PlayStation Neo, or PlayStation 4.5, which supports, it's basically like the Xbox One S, if you want to call it that. It's basically the comparison to that, where it's like 4K stuff. It's got some extra enhancements that make the console ultimately better. However, they might have heard about this leaked rumor from Microsoft of Project Scorpio. They got some inside information, maybe whatever happened, and they decided not to show off the Neo at E3, even though they announced it, but they decided not to show it off because they want to improve it and make it better to compete with the Xbox One Project Scorpio. Who knows? But that's just how it happened to be. That's how it happened to go down at E3. But I really want to know, in this short video, what do you prefer? Obviously, if you're a PlayStation or whatever fanboy, you're going to probably pick that. But this year, I honestly can say that I think both conferences had things that didn't have on one side and that did have on the other side, which ultimately made them even. And that's just how it happened to be. I can't really decide which one's better, and that's actually really good, because if they're both even, they have a chance at becoming, you play Xbox for this and you play PlayStation for this. It's just certain things, whereas last year, PlayStation, it definitely won. But that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. I'm NinjaGeek. I'm out. And peace.